Hi, welcome to the Vinny Lantini Hour here on 1480 KPHX Radio. Caller line 602-252-1480, 602-252-1480. Welcome again. This is my second week here on the radio. I'm very excited. As I mentioned, I have never had a radio show before. This was part of my bucket list, and any of you who have bucket lists, you should really live them because you never regret stuff you do, believe me. So I'm excited this week to have a couple of guests on the show with me. First, I'm going to have Diane Prince Johnston, founder of Winnie and Kat. What's Winnie and Kat? Winnie and Kat's a social selling home party women's clothing company. Diane founded this, was about 2 years ago, Diane?
It was just a year ago, Vince.
Okay, and tell us a little about it.
Okay, well, as you said, Winnie and Kat is a social selling company. We make women's contemporary clothing, and we're based in Los Angeles.
And what type of clothes do you make for who? And
we make cute contemporary clothing for women, and we sell in a direct sales home party model.
Okay, cool. Now, Ann, what do you do with the program?
I'm a stylist with Winnie and Kat, so we have what we call stylists, people who host trunk shows and have parties and sell the clothing all over the country. And I've been with Winnie and Kat it's been almost exactly a year, and it's really fun. It's a wonderful product. It's a way for people to do their own thing, do their own business, not be stuck behind a desk and have to live up to somebody else's goals and somebody else's strategy. You can really take this and run with it on your own. And I started with Winnie and Kat. It's been almost exactly a year. We had this really fun photo shoot in downtown LA for the pre-launch collection, and it's a really fun business. I've always been interested in clothing.
Do you have a website, Diane?
We do have a website. Our website is winnieandkat.com, and Kat is spelled with a K, so it's winnieandkat.com, and that's our main website. And all of our independent stylists also have their own URLs, so you can buy directly from them.
Well, let me ask you this. I did a little research online about your company, and you can see how I'm a fashion plate, wouldn't you say?
Perfect.
You're my fashion
Definitely.
icon, Vince.
Okay. What is social selling? What does that mean?
Well, it's direct sales, also called basically multi-level marketing. So we sell in a home party model. So besides being a clothing company, we also offer a business opportunity.
I see. And Lila, what do you do?
You know what? This is perfect. I actually opened up my sample box on Wednesday night, and here I am on Saturday, a Winnie and Kat stylist, right?
Right.
So I had a traditional brick-and-mortar retail business and closed that business in November. What inspired me to come on board with Winnie and Kat, first and foremost, is I owned a fashion business, right? I love fashion. Secondly, one of the downfalls of owning your own brick-and-mortar business, unfortunately, are the incredible expenses. It could cost about $500,000 to start your own traditional business. In this kind of a model, you really get to embrace what you love about it, which is fashion and people and taking care of your customers and offering women an opportunity that they might otherwise not have in owning their own business, right? So it was an easy no-brainer for me. I love the product. It's phenomenal. It's yummy. It's wearable. And I get to play with girlfriends. And I don't have payroll. I don't have operations. I don't have rent. It's fantastic.
You're way different than brick and mortar, right?
Big time. And I was ready for something new.
So, Diane, I was reading, is it true that you were watching TV during Thanksgiving, and you saw something about direct selling? That's what inspired you to begin this?
That's true, Vince. I had been an entrepreneur since I was 27 years old, and I had sold my last staffing company and wasn't quite sure what I was going to do next. And I saw the CEO of another direct sales company who sells contemporary jewelry, and she was talking about the business model. And I had lots of girlfriends who were doing different kinds of direct sales companies and had never really thought about it before until I saw that interview, and something really clicked, that Winnie and Kat took my love of entrepreneurism, mentoring other women, and of course fashion, and put it into the perfect business for me to start.
And now, who makes your clothes?
We make it. We make our clothes in Los Angeles right now, and we design it, and we send it out to different contracting factories.
Now, when I was looking at it, we've all heard of Pampered Chef. Is the trunk, doing the trunk shows in people's homes similar in the sense of how you present the product to your friends and so forth?
Yes. When I started Winnie and Kat, I really looked at the best practices in the industry. As you probably know, Pampered Chef is owned by Warren Buffett, and
yes.
I respect a lot of course, of his business acumen. So I took, for example, our Hostess Rewards program, which is where when you host a Winnie and Kat trunk show, the hostess gets free clothing, and we based our Hostess Rewards on Pampered Chef's rewards. So we really took the best practices. We have an excellent compensation plan for our independent stylists, and then put on our own vibe of contemporary, really cute clothing that did not exist in the space before.
I see. For our listeners, 602-252-1480, if you have any questions about the Winnie and Kat business opportunity or clothing line that they have, 602-252-1480. Now, you had mentioned, I've seen again on the site about it as being a possible business opportunity for people. How would that work? If someone's interested, what is it that it does for them?
Okay, well, what it does for them, as Lila said, and Ann as well, is it provides a business opportunity that's flexible. You can, if you have children, or you can even have a full-time job and do this on the side. So it really offers, this kind of business is what you want to make of it. So we offer a business kit for $199, and then there's other ways to get additional clothing samples, and really you can work it however you want. Some of our stylists really treat this business as a full-time job, and then they get the rewards. Our stylists are compensated on their personal sales, so they earn 25 to 30% commission on their personal sales. They also earn up to 9% on their team sales. So as they're building and growing a team, they're earning more commission. And also, because we're a ground floor company and the entire country is wide open, we offer a founders club which pays our stylists on entire company growth.
Okay. Now, Lila, you mentioned you just got your kit, correct?
Yeah.
Did you host a show, and that's how you found out about it?
Actually, I reached out to a friend who was supporting Diane in building the business about a year ago. And it was perfect timing because Diane was coming into town to speak at ASU business school, right? So I got a chance to sit down with Diane, the president of the company, and really get her vision for the company, who she is, and what this company is about. It's really important for me to be associating myself in my life with businesses and people with the baseline integrity, right? And I really found Diane to be extraordinary in her vision and what she's up to in building this business and the opportunity she's providing for women. And then I went and saw the product, and that sold me. It was clearly, I'm very much a fashion girl, a product girl. I've been in the industry, the clothing industry, for a very long time. So the product needs to be superior, absolutely, nothing less. It has to be something I see that everybody is actually, it's marketable, it's friendly, it's yummy. I mean, and really, in trying on the clothing, it sold me. It was a high quality product, fabulous president of a company, an amazing stylist who is Ann, that I get to be under as her team. So I get to be mentored by some amazing women.
Cool. So I guess different than, like, if you go to Ann Taylor or Talbot's shop, you're just going by yourself. This is kind of like combining, getting together with your friends or girlfriends, whoever it may be, and viewing the clothes all at the same time. There's a little more excitement, I guess, behind it and so forth than just going shopping on your own.
It sort of becomes an event when you have the trunk shows and the show that the trunk show that Lila is referring to that went on. It was a couple weeks ago. It was beautiful. The hostess's sister-in-law created this incredible spread with fresh fruits and foods of all kinds, and the clothing was there, and the friends were there. And I have 3 daughters, 14, 11, and 8, and my daughters are really excited about this and interested. I think they've been to every trunk show I've been a part of. they enjoy it. They love helping people try the clothes on. And it's been a really nice bonding experience for us as well. So it's sort of a community. It's really fun for everybody, and it's an event.
It's really fun for the hostesses too, and they have each trunk show that we call it is different and has its own personality. And some, like Ann said, some have big spreads, and some just you can throw out some wine and cheese or do a breakfast party, whatever works for the hostess and her friends. And it's a gathering, and it's a lot of energy, and it's meeting women. I've had so many new friendships from around the country of gals who I never knew before, and it's just really a fun and an empowering business that gives you goosebumps. It's a feel good kind of a business.
And it sounds like something only women can do, what husband and wife can do. And so, I mean, it's not limited in any way as far as who can actually do it. Would that be true?
That's true, and in fact, women love buying clothing from men. We when a man tells us something looks good on us, we cannot resist.
I'll take one in every color.
Yeah.
Sales are always better when the husband's around.
And I do want to add one thing too. Is you mentioned Talbots and Taylor, and in the traditional retail market, you really don't get the personal styling attention. They're there to ring up your purchases that you decide work for you. And in this environment, you actually get to work with women and support them in putting together things that make them look good, feel good, and so on. And that just doesn't exist in the traditional brick and mortars.
So here's a question I have. Maybe it was on your site, but I don't remember seeing it. Where'd you come up with Winnie and Kat, and why does Kat have a K and not a C?
Okay, well, I came up with the name Winnie and Kat because Winnie was my mother and Kathy was my cousin, and I wanted to name the company after two strong women in my life. They both were victims of cancer, and the Kat is with a K just because we thought it looked really cute and didn't want to confuse it with the animal cat.
Well, I can say my daughter actually owns some of your merchandise. My daughter's 21, and I think last Christmas she got some of the product, and it is very different. It's very soft and very, 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 very comfortable, I will say. Now, do you have any thoughts about going out into clothes for men?
We do, actually, Vince. That's in the pipeline.
Okay, well, we'll talk about that a little bit after the break. And the clothes what size are they for any women, or do you have a range of sizes? Or
our sizes range from extra small to double extra large, and we fit many different body types and shapes.
Okay, so when you do, I'll get into the trunk show a little more after the break. I want to talk about what happens during a trunk show. Is there any choice of colors or cut, if the case may be? Is there a certain number of women that have to be at the trunk show, or men, whatever the case may be? And if someone were to call you about the business opportunity, what would you tell them initially that would excite them about it? So we'll to the second show in the Vinnie Lentini Hour. Call line 602-252-1480. That's 602-252-1480 on 1480 KPHX Radio. We're back with Diane, Ann, and Lila from Winnie and Kat, and we're talking about trunk shows and Winnie and Kat as a business opportunity and what their clothing line is like. As I mentioned before, Winnie and Kat is a contemporary women's clothing company. So, Diane, let's say someone goes to your website and they're interested in the business opportunity and they contact you. How much support do they get?
They get a lot of support. And, for example, how Ann is Lila's mentor. And it's really as much or as little support as they want. We have some gals who sign up and they just want to do it on their own, and they're good to go. But we also, when you sign up, you're assigned to a mentor who will do your first trunk show for you. Now, of course, we're a new business, so we as we're spreading across the country, some gals, like, for example, we have a fantastic stylist, Tracy, in Minnesota, and so her support was really on the phone. So we were really helping her through her trunk show, and then she did it on her own because she's out there in the Midwest. And we match you up with a lead stylist who is successful in her business, and we also have weekly conference calls with me and with the home office, and stylist leaders also have their own conference calls where they help their teams grow.
So it seems to me someone can use this to augment income they might already have. If they do enough of it, they can actually make possibly a full-time income while having a lot of fun doing it. Would that be fair to say?
Absolutely. It's really what you want to make of it. Some of our gals are what you call a hobbyist, and other gals are really treating this like a full-time career.
How many do you have so far?
22.
22?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know you live in California now.
Yes.
Are you both also from California?
I live here in Phoenix.
I live here in Phoenix also.
Well, to answer my next question, if you're expanding to Phoenix, that would be yes.
Yes.
So anywhere in the country, someone can really do this. Would that be correct?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay, so if you do a trunk show, I come to your house. I'm only, like I said, I'm familiar with the whole Pampered Chef thing. They show all those really cool things. So basically, I guess you're gearing what you're showing to the people who are at your party, right? I mean, if people have young children, or do you just show the same thing at every party?
Well, really, it's the same things, but there's lots of different combinations. The trunk show is where it all happens, and we try on, we have fun, we wear. There's lots of different ways that you can wear our clothing. The hostess usually puts on an outfit, and she wears that during the night. So it's really a chance to play with the clothes and just have a blast.
So when someone sees something they like, the colors are what they are. I mean, you have a catalog, if you will, and they just choose from that, and then it's ordered, and that's basically how the process
Right.
works.
And our collection comes in multiple colors. So, like, for example, I'm wearing our seams fitting dress, and this comes in 4 different colors, so gals can choose. And it's,
Okay.
how the way that girls are, when we find the perfect T-shirt, the perfect dress, or the traveler cardigan, we want it in every color. So you can choose, and then it gets shipped to you from the home office.
And the stylist, if you will, the host, the stylist is not necessarily the hostess, correct? The stylist is running the show at someone's house. Is that
Exactly.
right?
Stylists can host their own trunk shows as well, and that's a way that they build up and get their free clothes themselves.
So the hostess gets free clothes for running the show at their home, and the stylist is getting a percentage of the sales from what they sell. Is that
Yes.
basically
Yes.
correct? Okay, I had asked you before the break about men's clothes. I guess men's fashion is a little different because I think men are more utility. Like, I go for shoes, it takes me 2 minutes. I like that, and I'm out. Whereas not all, I hate broad brushing people, not all women one way or another, but many women, like just using shoes as an example, it's more of a process. Men go for clothes, I mean, I take 10 minutes. So is it a different type of buying experience for men than it is for women? Is that why you went with women first, or is it just
It
organically
is.
went that way?
It is. I mean, we say retail therapy, and there's a lot of truth to that. And when we sell in our trunk shows, it really is a bonding, fun, social experience. And we do realize, though, that men are really important to our company, husbands, and just the men in our communities as supporters. So we want to add on to our collection with men, so that whether men are definitely welcome to at our trunk shows, but also so that stylists and guests can buy for their husbands or boyfriends or whoever the special men are in their life.
Okay. Now, this is going to sound like a dumb question. Is it called a trunk show because the stuff comes out of a trunk?
Well, that's how it used to be.
I was afraid to answer that. I asked that. I'm like, it's going to sound really dumb.
Yeah,
if the
I
answer
drag
is
my
yes.
kids' camp trunk with me wherever I go.
Well, that's how it was back in the olden days, and that's where the term trunk show comes from. When there were traveling salesmen who actually did sell out of a trunk.
Oh, really? That's interesting. Now, Ann, how many shows have you done so far?
Oh, I think it's been probably 6.
And Diane, everyone's different than the other, isn't it?
Yes,
They're all separate and unique experiences.
It is. It really is like a party. So you go to the different homes, and people present the show in different ways. Different hostesses have a different style, and it just adds to the fun and the excitement, and you get to travel. That's another thing about this business that I really, really like, is that you can go anywhere with it. So it's not like bricks and mortar. You're not stuck in one particular city or cities. You can take it with you wherever you go. You can move. You can be a Winnie and Kat stylist wherever, and someday the world. Who knows, right?
Yep.
So and when we come to the trunk shows, as a stylist, when we show up to the trunk show, we bring the different pieces. I think there are how many pieces in this line, Diane? 12 pieces. So we'll bring, a variety of different colors that people can look at and sizes that they can try on. So they really get a good feel of how the piece is going to fit them and how they're going to feel in it. So we have enough of a sample selection that people can get an idea of what fits them best. We have a contest. Sometimes I've had a contest about how many. We have a piece in the new line that's a wrap, like a scarf, So we have
Okay.
a contest to see how many different ways can we tie the scarf, and it gets pretty creative.
Interesting. Again, 602-252-1480. Anyone have any questions on 1480 KPHX? Now, Lila, you mentioned you did brick and mortar. Mm-hmm. So I guess one thing that seems different from listening to the three of you is that you have more of a, here you actually have a, I know they have personal shoppers at some place, but here you actually have someone who you can call. Like if I buy your merchandise, I actually have a person who can help me choose and show me new lines and so forth, whereas it seems with brick and mortar, you're kind of on your own. Would that be fair to say?
In traditional brick and mortar, I'm talking like in the chain mall.
Right.
You really are
Right,
on
that's
your
what I'm
own.
saying, right.
Yeah, and one thing I want to add too. There's actually, for me, it was really great. I spent about $150,000 to $250,000 a year on my inventory. I spent $199 for my sample pieces. And something to add to what Ann had said, there's actually 12 styles, but really almost 40 pieces in the line, because they do come in different colors, a little bit in different fabrics, and print. There's some with different prints. So in reality, I invested $199 into a retail business. And what's great is I have the entire support of the company for all the operations, but really it is my own business. I've already set up my Facebook page, for my stylist Facebook page, and I get to do all the fun stuff that I didn't have time for in a traditional business, running it on the operations side. But it's very different. And if you can notice, we really, just the three of us sitting here come from completely different backgrounds. Mm-hmm. And our interest in what we're out to achieve in this business is very different. So it doesn't have to be one way or the other, which is absolutely perfect.
So, Diane, where do you see the company going, like what short term?
So we continue to keep growing. Short term, we're adding more pieces to our collection. We're going to experiment with different fabrics. We're really taking the feedback from the customers and the independent stylists and what they're seeing at their own trunk shows and incorporating it as we grow.
Okay. Well, again, this is the Vinnie Lentini Hour on 1480 KPHX Radio, 602-252-1480. That's 602-252-1480. And give your website again, Diane.
It's winnieandkat.com. That's winnieandkat.com.
Again, 602-252-1480 on 1480 KPHX Radio. Welcome back to the Vinnie Lentini Hour. Again, 602-252-1480 for any callers on 1480 KPHX. I have Diane back from Winnie and Kat, and I think I know why you're back. I will model your male clothes in your catalog if you really want me to. Is that what it was?
Yes, we knew we'd get you.
And what was the other thing you wanted to bring up?
We want to tell everyone how to get involved, Vinnie, and thank you so much for having us on the show. We're here to talk about the company, to promote the company, and also we want to help our Phoenix gals launch their businesses and grow their businesses. So Lila is going to tell you how to get involved with her.
Great.
Awesome. So being a brand new stylist, I'm so excited to be doing my first trunk show. So I do want to say, for any of your listeners out there, whoever books their first trunk show with me, in addition to all the free clothing they're going to earn as their hostess rewards, right, will earn a wrap me up from me on top of that. And I have a Facebook page they can go to, and it's Winnie and then that is the and sign, Kat, K-A-T stylist, Lila, L-I-L-A. And they can reach me at 602-510-0343, and I'm so looking forward to giving that away.
And that number is for, you work with Ann, am I correct?
Oh, yeah, we're partners. We're on the same team. As a matter of fact, all the stylists are. We are really one team.
Well, and the great thing also is gals who get involved in Lila's business, and anyone who Lila mentors are also on Ann's team. Ann and Lila are on the same team. So Ann is mentoring Lila in building her business. So any business growth that Lila gets also benefits Ann.
And it seems like it's really a ground floor business. I mean, because there's... Oh, okay. Hey, Brian, you're on the air.
Oh, thank you. I wanted to call. Ann had mentioned her 3 daughters, and Diane had mentioned that the gentlemen's clothes were in the pipeline. I wondered if there were children's clothes also in the pipeline, And then my second question was, I noticed on the Facebook site, Winnie and Kat clothes have been on television shows, and I wondered how that came about.
Oh, thanks, Brian. Actually, the first time that we were on a TV show, we were on Parenthood, and it came about through a trunk show. One of our stylists in Los Angeles knows the wardrobe designer at Parenthood, and so she actually, the wardrobe, the set, did a trunk show. She earned free clothing, and the actress Monica Potter bought the entire line to wear on the show. She also kept on ordering some for her personal use. Then we also got on Chicago Fire because a friend who is in Chicago has a cousin who's on the wardrobe. So just really word of mouth and just people loving the clothing. And children's clothing is in a discussion too, possibly in the pipeline. So there will be lots of surprises and lots of new things as we grow. Thanks for the questions, Brian.
Great, thank you.
Thanks, Brian. Thanks for calling. Again, 602-252-1480 at 602-252-1480 on 1480 KPHX radio. So when you have, when he says children's clothing, you're talking about toddler, or what age group are you looking to?
Well, actually, right now, one of the things we say about Winnie and Kat that differentiates us is we're the kind of direct sales company, clothing company, that you can do with your teenage daughter without looking like you're shopping in her closet. So my girls and Ann's girls actually wear our clothing, and from age 10 to adult, really. And you mentioned the ground floor opportunity, so I did want to mention that we get a lot of home office leads. Mm-hmm. So that means people around the country who are finding us on the internet, they're searching direct sales, ground floor opportunity, and we're sharing those leads as a company with our independent stylists who are growing their own businesses. So it really is, I believe, a lot in the right timing and the right place at the right time. So if you're interested in a business, if you want to make some extra money, if this sounds good to you, please give us a call and we will hook you up with a mentor. Our phone number for Winnie and Kat is 855-946-6436, and it's a chance to build something with the ground floor, with the founder, with as we're give input to creating a really excellent company.
Now, I may have asked you this earlier, but since I'm old, I forget answers. Who designs your clothes?
We have a design team in Los Angeles, so I have a lot to do with the design, as well as our designers. We just hired a new designer. We signed a contract with her, and we're going to make a press release on that. And she was actually nominated or named as the California Designer of the Year in 1997. So she's absolutely fabulous, done some really big brands.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Wow. So you said right now you have 22 people?
We have 22.
What states are they primarily West Coast at this point? Do you have anyone in any other parts of the country yet?
We're also in Pennsylvania, Illinois, Minnesota, and South Carolina.
Wow. Fascinating. You know, it's funny because, as you know, there's so many home businesses that, why am I doing air quotes? I'm on the video. There's so many home businesses that really aren't home businesses. They're, they pretend to be, but yours, I mean, I genuinely is, speaking with you, Ann, and you, Lila, it's something that people do have the opportunity to make as little or as much as they want based on really effort, I guess, in a lot of ways. So when you did your trunk shows, you just reached out to your friends? Or, I mean, how do you market it? So let's just say you have a limited amount of friends. How do you market it? The idea is to host the shows and you meet new people at the shows and so forth?
Exactly. And we're in Florida as well. I forgot to say that. The idea is to really, people ask that, well, I don't want to keep on selling to my friends and family. The idea is to quickly get out of that group. So your first trunk show, you have your best friends, you have your close, who are supporting you in starting your business, and then very quickly you get out of that and you add to your network. From a trunk show, you want to book two trunk shows from each trunk show. So, for example, I didn't know Lila before, and it very quickly becomes, when you get to that trunk show and you look around and you realize that these are all women who you did not know before, that's when you know that you're really building your business.
All right, so basically you have a trunk show and that you're actually growing it. Because I can tell you with Pampered Chef, we had a Pampered Chef show at our house. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I don't want to have a Pampered Chef show. Who needs this? And then it started showing this stuff, and I bought it was silly. So lo and behold, we started doing Pampered Chef shows. And, one of the biggest things I wonder if you all agree is believing in your product. I mean, it's when you sell something. I sell insurance, and I believe in the product, and it makes it much easier to sell this product when you believe that it's something that people can use and it's something that's fair price. Was that the case with all of you?
I actually, in reality, I don't even look at it as selling. It's
Right.
really sharing an opportunity if someone is interested in looking at earning more, different money or some other thing. But also sharing, for me, it's sharing the product. This is an amazing product that's brand new. Nobody knows about it. I get to share it with friends.
It's like when you're sharing, you go to your favorite restaurant or a great movie, you share it with your friends. So it's a really easy way to grow a business and to sell product. And Lila was tough, by the way. Lila really wanted to look at the product. She came to Ann's Trunk Show.
Yeah, a lot of experience.
Yes.
And I think the core business is really about empowering women and men to be stylists and to start their own business and to be successful in this. But you have to have a good product to make it all work and to make it all come together. And it really, people get excited about it. They put it on and they put on a dress and say, wow, this has changed my life. I mean, it's just, it's amazing. And I also have some friends who really do not like to shop in the conventional
I know many people.
shops.
Yeah, and that's
They love this model of going and socializing and being with their friends and meeting new people and buying some clothes.
And we're in places like Southern Illinois where there's smaller towns where they don't necessarily have
a lot
the
of stores.
options.
That's right. So essentially, you have a trunk show. You can make money by people buying from you, and also if someone's interested in doing the business and you bring them in and you mentor them, you can make money from that as well. Could that be fair to say?
Yes.
Okay.
Building the team.
Building it. Okay, interesting. Well, I'm out of questions. Is there anything you want to say before we?
Okay, well, I really want to thank you, Vinny, for being on the show. And I can say that having been an entrepreneur for several years, almost 20 years, this is the most fun I've ever had. I love Mondays. I look forward to our conference calls. And make sure to visit us at winnieandkat.com. That's Winnie, WINNIEAND. KAT.com. You can look at our product. Our lookbook is online. You can read about our story, how we named the company. I myself had gone through some difficult financial times and really wanted to create something to help women not only jump out of their comfort zones and take control of their own lives, but to also take care of their own finances. And this is the kind of company now seeing, when you build a company, first it's about the business plan and the financials, but when other people come on board, that's when you really have a responsibility and you really have something going. So I want to thank all of our independent stylists who are growing this business with me. Our stylists, those 22 gals, means so much to me, and it's really, I get to know them, I talk to them, I see what they're doing around the country. Everyone does it with a different personality and a different flair, and I am so honored and just touched to have these women join the dream. And I can't wait. I talk about when we have our first big annual convention and who's going to be at that founders table with us. So I want to thank all of the women who are on board and making this dream come true.
Well, I want to thank all of you for coming on. This is the second episode of the Vinnie Lantini Hour on 1480 KPHX. I want to bring something unique to all my listeners. If you're tired of listening to people screaming at each other, tune in every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. for the Vinnie Lantini Hour. We'll have unique guests, unique businesses, and we'll just talk and have a good time.
Thanks, Vinny.
Thanks, Vinny.
Thanks, Ann.
Thanks,
Lila.
Vinny.
Thanks, Diane.
Okay, please visit us at www.winnieandkat.com. Like us on Facebook, and you'll see what's going on around the country.
And maybe next year I'll be modeling for them.
Woohoo!
And